Have you ever wondered how other photographers manage to take these amazing landscape photos as if they were in the right place at the right time? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not pure luck. It's actually a little tool that we like to use and it fits in your back pocket. So stay tuned and I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Hello photographers and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing the best tool a photographer could possibly have, and that is the PhotoPills app. It is compatible with Android and iOS smartphones and it only costs a one-time payment of $10. So let's jump right into discussing the features of this app. However, I'll only be doing a handful, otherwise I'll be here all day. So let's get to it. This app is perfect for any photographer who loves to shoot outdoors because it helps you predict where the position of the sun, the moon, the Milky Way, even meteor showers, you name it, on a specific date or time, so it can help you plan ahead and get that perfect shot. So when you download and open up the app for the first time, this is the screen that you'll be prompted with. Now, you don't have to sign up or create an account for anything. However, if you do want to download the ebook instructions, you will have to type in your email address so they can email it to you. And at that time, they ask you if you would like to join their emailing list. I did because the articles and the resources that they send you, I think on a weekly basis, is awesome. And I love to keep up to date with everything. So I would highly recommend signing up to it. So let's have a look. The first thing that I did was I went to the settings and I customized everything to suit my needs. So for example, it's got things like the units of measurement that you want to use and the camera that you use. So let's get out of that. And another thing that I found really interesting, especially for a first-time photographer, is this points of interest section. So it will show you any nice nature reserves or any nice buildings, even abandoned buildings, lakes, waterfalls, you name it. So you can just simply tap on it and it will tell you what it is. So this one's the Three Sisters, and it gives me some more information about the Three Sisters, which looks like it's just from Wikipedia, to be honest, but still gives me a bit of information so I can then go ahead and do my own research and planning. So let's get out of that. So now let's go over to the pills. Now I'll show you a couple of my favorite pills that I like to use inside this app. And my absolute favorite is this planner one right here. So when you tap on this pill, it shows you a map and you can actually change the location by typing in the address here. So you can do it by point of interest, longitude, latitude, however you like to find your location, you can actually do it via those means. And then if you have a look at this panel at the top here, it shows you some other information. So it's got things like when the sun is going to rise and sunset, and then you've got the moon rise and when the moon's going to set, moonset, is that a thing? Anyway, it's also got things like your blue hour and your golden hour, as well as the galactic center visibility. And it will even shows you like a little scale, which you can't really see at the moment because it's grayed out, but it also shows you a scale of how visible the Milky Way will be in the air at that specific time. Now you see this little graph down here, I actually find it really helpful because if you drag it, you can actually see how the time is changing and it will show you where the position of the sun or the moon or the Milky Way, whatever you're wanting to plan, you can actually see where it will be at a specific time or date. Now, instead of dragging it all the way to the future, I'm pretty sure you can change the date just up here. So you can jump it to like a year in the future or even a month or even to see what it was like in the past if that's what you want to do. So you go here. So this dotted line, for example, is the Milky Way, the visibility of it. And see this blue line, this light blue line here, as it moves, that's actually the moon. And then you can actually see the sun as it moves throughout the day. So yeah, I find it to be really helpful because you can actually see or predict where the sun or the moon will be at a specific time. So you know where to set up your camera, which direction to have it facing to get that perfect shot. Another thing that I love and that I find really handy is the AR mode. So I've just quickly stepped outside to show you guys how this works. So as you move your phone around, you can actually see where they're predicting the direction of the sun will be at each hour. Which is actually a really cool feature if you're planning sunrises and sunsets. So if you go back also, it's got night AR, which will show you where it's predicting the Milky Way will be. So as you can see over here, see the starry part in the middle? That's where it's predicting the Milky Way will be at this set date and time. So if you go back to the main screen, you can see all the other pills that are available to help you with planning your shoot. So you've got things like your depth of field, which helps you calculate that, your exposure, hyperfocal table, It's got your night augmented reality. I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce it. It can even help you plan star trails or even spot stars if you don't want to get the stars moving. It'll help you calculate how many seconds you need to keep your shutter speed open before your camera will start to track the movement. It even does a timer. It can help you with a time lapse. If you want to, say, make a 6-second video and you want to take a photo every 30 seconds, it'll tell you how many photos you need to make that 6-second video. So it's just got so many other things. So the reason why I love the planner pill so much is because it's a combination of all the other pills put into one. So for example, as you can see here, it's got like all the sun and the blue hour, like I was just saying before, you know, there's your sun pill, you know, and there's your moon pill. So it shows you everything that you know that you need in that one pill. It's even got your night augmented reality, which I don't want to open because you guys will see how messy my office is. So I tend to use that pill the most as opposed to using these specific ones like I just mentioned. So yeah, that's just a little sneak peek as to what features are included in the Photo Pills app. As you can see, there's so many things available to help you capture that perfect shot, and it doesn't even have to do with landscape photography. So like you saw before, it's got the depth of field and it's got the hyperfocal distance calculator. It even has a timer, so you can utilize this app for other styles of photography as well, not just landscape. In my opinion, because this app is so in-depth and contains so much information, it can be kind of hard to get your head around it. So I highly recommend downloading the instructions and keeping it somewhere on your phone so you don't have to keep using your data every time you want to access it. I've had this app for maybe a little over a year now, and I find myself every now and then having to refresh my memory on how to use certain pills or what certain terminology means, because you'll see that a lot of it has been abbreviated, like GC is Galactic Center. Sometimes I forget that and I have to refresh my memory that it actually means Milky Way. Another thing that I really love about this app too is it doesn't use your data. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have no service, you can still use the app to help you get that perfect shot. The only thing that will use your data, however, is in the Academy tab. If you click on User Guide, it'll take you to the website where it asks you to enter in your email address so they can send it to you. So that's why I highly recommend downloading it now before you go for your shoot and keeping it somewhere on your phone. The other thing is too, I'm pretty sure the how-to articles also use internet. So that's why, again, really recommend planning all this and reading up all the instructions and watching all the tutorials at home before you go out and do this shoot, because otherwise you find yourself in the middle of nowhere wishing you had service so you could watch that tutorial. But yeah, in all honesty, I was very skeptical about downloading this app because I wasn't sure how often I was going to use it and if I was going to get my money's worth out of it. But in all honesty, it is worth every cent. The amount of times that I use it, like I use it for night photography, I like to try and plan the sunrises, the sunsets, so I'm not wasting my time trying to find what direction the sun's going to be in while I'm trying to set up my camera. That way I can do it in the mid-afternoon. I can go, yep, that's the direction the sun will be in, and when, say, 5:30 or 6 or whatever time the sun is going to set, I know exactly where I've got to put my camera, and I can be confident in getting that perfect shot, and I can just focus on the camera settings. And it's the same with night photography. I can even predict where the Milky Way will be, so I can find like a nice angle, a nice direction, and work on the overall scenery or the overall composition of the shot, as opposed to wasting my time late at night when it's all dark and I'm trying to figure out where all the stars are to then try and angle my camera, and before you know it, my camera won't be able to see what it's shooting for me to try and get the settings right anyway. So it just ends up in a mess. But with this app, I can plan ahead and I know exactly where I'm shooting, what I'm shooting, and even what time. Like the other day I did an astronomy photo shoot, and I knew that I had to get up at 3 o'clock for a 3:15 shoot to get the perfect direction of the Milky Way in the sky. Now, I would not have been able to do that, and I would not have even known that if I didn't have this app. I would have been out there at midnight or even at 9 o'clock and I'm like, oh yeah, it's dark, the stars are out. No, this app told me the best time, the best visibility of the Milky Way so I could get the perfect shot. So that's why I say a big thumbs up. It's worth every buck. I highly recommend downloading it. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you want me to go into any more detail about any particular pill that you liked within the Photo Pills app, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to make that for you. But make sure you like and subscribe to stay up to date with any upcoming videos. Thanks guys, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye! So if you go back to the main... Damn.